Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Michael Karvelis. This is North American Talk Radio's YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Mike Said It First. I saw a headline from ESPN come across my screen on my handy dandy smartphone, and it was mentioning how Heather Dinich, who's ESPN's college football reporter, was saying that now they're looking at a 20-team playoff for college football in the near future. And I have some obvious immediate thoughts, and I wonder if people feel the same. Okay, call me a hater, call me an old head. I'm only 29. I'd like to think I'm in a nice little medium here. Even though you tell people you're born in 1996, they think you're old. Here's my thing, though. At what point does this stop? Because we've seen in recent years how college basketball has taken March Madness, which already had like 68 teams or whatever, and keeps on wanting to up that. And at what point does the playoff even matter? Because they're going to keep on raising this, realizing the revenue that it causes in college football. And eventually, I feel like we're going to get to the problem we had with the bowl games, which we're already getting to, when these players don't care. They're going to sit out. You're already having NIL deals out the wazoo. You're already having NIL deals incentivizing these players to not play big games, especially when they no longer matter to the team's record. Like, once you've proven yourself, I don't think modern coaches care as much as they used to about whether or not a guy sits out. And as a fan of college football, as a fan of sports in general, this is getting dumb. Now, I was going to say, oh, well, going from 12 to 20, guys, this is a small drop in what's going to continue to grow. And my only question is, at what point, like, what is the end game? What is the end game? I don't think there is one. And I think as an organization, if the NCAA is going to continue to thrive and never get shut down or any of it for all things they pulled in the past, if this will continue to be like the decision makers moving forward, what is their end game? Where does it stop? Because part of this is not just, players sitting out, because I do think that matters to fans a ton, even though football will continue to be football and it will always be popular. I'm wondering, what about moving forward I lost my train of thought, but I don't know when this ends. And I wish we did. Because, historically speaking, the stats are going to get lost. And when you constantly change things, it's going to, there's the records to be broken. Well, since 5 years ago when we started this way, it's going to get boring. It's already boring with guys jumping teams. And listen, as cool as it was seeing Kurt Signetti win the championship with Indiana, and Indiana has notoriously been just a basketball school, if that. What's crazy about that is that was way too quick. And I'm not saying it was unfair for Indiana, because obviously they got to fight the competition that's also doing the same thing. But why was the scenario created to where a team that was historically bad for 100 years can just become good overnight? Where's the team building? And if you're going to keep on doing this stuff, what you do is you keep on, fans are going to slowly die out of it. They're not going to care as much. And I guess if your media deal is still good, but man, they're just ruining the discourse. And that was my main point of all of this. they're ruining the discourse online. Because you keep on changing things. You keep on saying, oh, it's all about money, which I get it is, but like there's no discussion anymore. The discussion just keeps on getting watered down worse and worse. And I don't know where 20 teams, it would be fine in my head if that was where it stops. But in 5 years, they're going to 24 and 28. It's never going to stop. And if you thought it would, again, look at college basketball. That's going to keep on going. And it's like, at what point does the regular season matter? And at what point does history or any of it matter? If all of it's money, then sports is dumb anymore. Because there used to be a time before I was a kid where sports was like really competition. And it's just getting stupid. It's all revenue mumbo jumbo now. And it's ruining the game. Again, it's going to take a long time for sports, like for football in America, to cease to exist. And it may not ever happen, obviously. That would be 10 lifetimes of mine away from now, okay? I'm not stupid. But man, the discourse around it, and you're just making it worse. And again, I don't think there's an end in sight. I don't think the NCAA has any clue what they're doing. I think this whole thing's been flipped on its head. They covered up the payment stuff for players for years, and now they want to keep on making more money. It's so confusing now. It's so confusing. It's unfortunate because I'm okay with change, but it's like the changes don't stop. And at some point, you have to have continuity, and they just don't care. The NCAA, of all the sports leagues and organizations, is by far the most evil and most corrupt of all of them, and most backwards, scandalous, all of them. They don't care. And eventually, this is just me yelling into a webcam on some YouTube channel. But my gosh, is this not gross? Like, I feel like I'm 60 years old. Why do we have change? But I'm not. I'm 29. This is my prime. I'm supposed to be enjoying this stuff. And I hate it. Because it doesn't make sense for sports. And fans are dying out. They are just because the money is talking one way does not mean necessarily that that's how the consensus feels. Just read online. There used to be a saying that, oh, not everything you read on the internet is true, or people, like, the internet's not real life. I now beg to differ. Because if 90% of the world, or whatever number you want to put on it, is on social media, and what you're reading is negativity towards this crap, then that's what the world believes. We used to be able to say, oh, it doesn't matter. That's just not even half the population. Well, now social media is a big deal. And if you read the consensus is they hate this, which I'm sure because it doesn't make sense after a while, then that money that looks good now is not going to make sense even 10 years from now. And at what point will that disconnect happen? Again, it might be 10 lifetimes for me, but man, this is just so weird. 20 teams. I would be fine with this again if that's where it stopped. But we all know it's not true. I hope you enjoyed this. Head over to NATalkRadio.com and click the event tickets tab today. Appreciate you. I am Michael Karvelis. Subscribe today. See you guys next time. Bye.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.